Yo, welcome everyone. Bitcoin has just hit a super important liquidity level, and that's why you really need to see this chart I'm going to show you today. Now first you're going to see why did Bitcoin get a push towards downside in the first place. Pay attention to our CVD indicator and to the price action of Bitcoin that was forming literally throughout the entire weekend. The CVD indicator, the yellow line right here, is measuring if brand new buying or selling pressure is coming in the market. Clearly, because we got a brand new higher high right here, a lot of buying pressure was coming in the market, but it really does look like, even though a lot of people were buying, Bitcoin was not able to get another push up. We actually started forming a brand new lower high. And this right here right now means that, yes, buying pressure is coming in the market, however, someone is definitely absorbing all of it. That is why we were forming a brand new lower high on the Bitcoin price, but a higher high on the CVD indicator. Bearish divergence, bearish absorption, bearish Bitcoin indication. And that is why we got another push towards downside. And remember, in my last video, I was talking about the first very important liquidity level coming in almost exactly below our recent low at 89,000 US dollar area. Of course, this specific level right here was also broken back down, and we went straight towards another liquidity level just slightly below our recent low at 87,700 US dollars. But it also does look like our liquidity level we talked about a few days ago is right now also being reclaimed. And this is right here the reason why personally I did add something to my long trades on Bitcoin, on Ethereum, on XRP, and also on Solana. Unfortunately, the trade on XRP is right now being in a slight drawdown right here. However, if Bitcoin is right now going to be able to continue its way even higher, definitely pretty much the entire cryptocurrency market, Ethereum, XRP, and of course also on Solana, probably they are going to go even higher back towards the upside. Also, fortunately for me, both of the trading bots, Bitcoin and Ethereum trading bot, they were buying the dip. And currently, we are being approximately 5.1 thousand US dollars in a pure profit. If potentially we are going to go even higher towards the upside, the bots are going to be taking even more profits, and of course, if we are going to get a push down, they are actually going to be buying the dip. Now, let me also share with you something very interesting that was also hit exactly at this specific area only a few hours ago, because we don't talk about random levels. Remember, a few days ago on my YouTube channel, I posted a video where we talked about our ascending channel, and right now you're going to see not only we hit our liquidity level right here, but also Bitcoin hit the bottom of the ascending channel almost to the exact dollar accuracy. Not only that, let's go right now again with our major diagonal area of support. It also does look like we got another retest of the diagonal area of support, and so far it is still being an area of support, which in my opinion is still going to be some kind of a bullish Bitcoin indication. We are not getting any acceptance, any breaks towards the downside below our diagonal level, which of course it is actually going to be some kind of a bullish Bitcoin indication. Additionally, let me rank to share with you what has been happening with the volume indicator on the 4-hourly time frame. A lot of people forget that pretty much volume is something very important you should always pay attention to, and you can rank to see Bitcoin on the entire move towards downside has been getting quite a significant volume increase. Now, the past few times we were getting this exact indication, we got a reversal. You can right here see push towards the upside on Bitcoin, volume going lower and lower and lower, reversal back towards the downside. Also right here, we got a major push towards the upside, volume going lower and lower and lower, and then of course also we got another reversal back towards the downside. However, if we are getting a push down, and of course volume going lower and lower and lower, it could mean a reversal is right now potentially imminent, and we might be expecting another bigger bounce back towards the upside on the Bitcoin price itself. So let's try to see if we are going to be able to break the area of resistance where Bitcoin is trading at the moment. And before we do talk about that, I would really appreciate for you to smash up the like button, because 1,000 likes are really possible. Make sure you also subscribe to the channel, and also this Friday on December 19th, 19th, I'm going to reopen my free VIP Discord group. So make sure you save the date. Now, let's talk about the area where Bitcoin is as right now. And of course, also some very important areas of resistances you really need to pay attention to. First of all, we have been trading in our horizontal range for a very long time. Yes, unfortunately, the range right now was broken back towards upside, similarly as we also broke down our ascending triangle right here and also our rising wedge pattern. No, I was not trading any breakdowns right here. I did not enter any brand new short trades. I'm only interested to fire a brand new long position at the areas of support. That is why, again, I have been adding even more capital to all of my long trades. But the reality right now is, if we right now still know Bitcoin does have some kind of a choppy price action exactly at this specific area, we can right now simply go with our fixed range volume profile, measuring the entire upper price action with volume, where you can right now see we hit our value area low, the bottom volume level, almost to the exact dollar accuracy. And there is a very simple theory you usually want to follow when we are trading our volume levels. At the value area high, if we are getting another push down, we might be looking for the rotation back towards the value area low right here. And also, if we are trading at the value area low, we might be expecting a rotation back towards the value area high. So what can that right now mean for Bitcoin? Yes, unfortunately, at least as of right now, we are not trading above the value area low. However, if right now we are going to be able to get another very slight push towards the upside, reclaim our value area low right here, bullish Bitcoin indication, and potentially then we might be looking for the rotation back towards the upside towards the value area high. However, right here, I still want to mention two very important areas of resistances. And the first one is going to be more of a local level that was confirmed only a few hours ago. Many people do not pay attention on higher term time frames. So let's try to go on the weekly time frame, because we need to talk about a brand new, a fresh weekly high term time frame area of resistance that was literally confirmed only a few hours ago. $90,364 is right now actually a brand new weekly high term time frame area of resistance on Bitcoin. And this specific weekly level is also not a random level. It is aligning almost perfectly with a diagonal level. So what we can right now do, let's go with our trend line, connecting our high here with the lower high, and you're right now actually going to see the weekly high term time frame level. It is aligning almost perfectly with our trend line right here, but also exactly at this specific area we do have our recent highs that are right here for liquidity purposes. Additionally, let's right now also go one step further. What if we go with the Bitcoin liquidation heat map and we are going to zoom in on the 3-day time frame? Where are the biggest liquidations right now coming in on Bitcoin? And maybe you're going to be surprised, but it really does look like they're coming in exactly above our recent highs right here at approximately $91,000, where over 100 million of short trades are going to get liquidated. Where is our liquidity level and the weekly level at approximately $91,000 area, where we also do have our diagonal level. So let's right now say like this: Bitcoin probably, if we are right now going to move even higher towards the upside, is going to hit our weekly level, liquidity level, trendline area of resistance, and of course also our major liquidations cluster. So definitely it is going to be the first very important level you should definitely be aware of. However, if this specific level right here is then going to be broken towards the upside, then of course you should pay attention to our next very important level that is going to be the point of control or the biggest volume cluster of our entire bottom price action right here. So if we are right now measuring this entire bounce towards the upside, the point of control on Bitcoin is coming in at $91,400 area. Then of course we can also go with our Fibonacci retracement from our swing high back towards the swing low, golden pocket coming in almost exactly right here. And also let's right now go with the anchored VWAP, anchor it exactly at this specific high. All of those levels right here are coming in almost exactly at $91,500 area on Bitcoin. So we have quite a lot of resistances for us to be broken towards the upside. Of course, if we break them, definitely a major bullish Bitcoin indication. Let's look for higher targets. And that is why later I need to share with you the exact trading idea you can right now actually use on Bitcoin, also on Ethereum, and also on XRP. I am not really interested to fire a short trade right here. Ideally, we are looking for a breakout here and for Bitcoin to simply simply continue much higher towards the upside. That is right now why, if you want to trade with us, make sure you're taking an advantage of the free 30,000 US dollar bonus with the first link down below on Bybit right here, because Bybit, only after you register, you're going to get 20 USDT completely for free. Make sure you then also deposit, you're going to get another 20 USDT, and when you're going to open up your first trades, you're going to get even bigger bonuses. So make sure you take an advantage of all of the free bonuses using the first link down below after you register and after initial deposit. But also, if you want to copy my free trading bots, simply create an account on Powernex using this specific link. You're also going to get some beautiful bonuses completely for free, and then simply copy the bots using this specific link. Now, let's talk about our liquidations, not on the 3-day time frame, but actually on the 2-week time frame. This Bitcoin right now have bigger liquidations below or above our recent highs. It does look like a first liquidations cluster on Bitcoin is coming in exactly above our recent highs right here, where over 210 million of short trades are going to get liquidated. On the other hand, if we do get a push down, approximately 200 million of long trades are going to get liquidated. So on the 2-week time frame, it is quite hard to say if we are right now going to get a push towards the upside or a push towards the downside. However, we do not have to guess. We just right now need to make a very clear plan where we are looking for buy trades, where we are potentially looking for another short trade. Additionally, when we are zooming out, let's just say on the daily time frame, and applying the Adler stochastic CG oscillator on our chart, it does look like it is actually being slightly more bullish. On the daily, we are curving down. Potentially tomorrow, we are going to hit the oversold area, and usually when we are trading at the oversold, it is going to be some kind of a local bullish Bitcoin indication. It does not happen every single time. However, we can definitely say if the Adlers is going to go back in the oversold area, it is going to be a bullish Bitcoin indication. Additionally, on the weekly time frame, we just started curving back towards the upside. Last few times we were in the oversold and we started curving towards the upside, we got another quite a significant push towards the upside on the Bitcoin price itself. So yes, at least as of right now, on the Adler stochastic CG oscillator, we are right now getting some bullish indications on Bitcoin. And let me right now share with you exactly what is going to be a bearish sign in a case we are actually going to get another push down. For now, at least, ideally, we are looking for the breakout towards the upside, for Bitcoin to go above all of our areas of resistances, and for us to continue much higher towards the upside. However, what if our plan right here is not going to play out? Because, of course, the reality right now is, when we go with our exponential moving averages on the 2-hourly time frame, clearly, at least as right now, we are still having our bearish average downtrend on the 2-hourly, on the 1-hourly, and also on the 4-hourly. If we do get a bullish cross on the exponential moving averages on the 1-hourly and the 2-hourly time frame, we are then definitely going to say we do have right now an average uptrend, and it is definitely going to be a bullish Bitcoin indication. However, what if we start going again back towards the downside? In this scenario, you need to pay attention to the value area low of our entire bottom price action right here. The moment we go below our value area low, below 87,400 US dollars, in my opinion, major bearish Bitcoin indication. I am completely aware that yes, slightly lower, below the value area low, we do have our daily level right here, and of course also the golden Fibonacci ratio. Both of those support levels are a beautiful support area. However, we need to then say, if Bitcoin is going to hit our golden Fibonacci ratio, we also need to get a sign of strength. And a sign of strength is going to be reclaiming the value area low once again. Below the volume level, we are slightly more bearish, looking for lower targets. So we really then need to get a sign of strength for Bitcoin to then reclaim our value area low once again, and only then we might be looking for slightly higher targets. At least as of right now, the value area low, it is still our support level. So we can right now still say, if we are right now going to start breaking our resistances towards the upside, happy days for Bitcoin, let's look for higher targets. And probably right here wondering, how can we go right here with another long or a buy trade on BTC? I would simply say like that. If you're right now not already holding a long trade on Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and Solana, you could potentially be looking to go with a long trade literally at the area where we are as of right now, but again, of course, also with proper risk management. First of all, you need to know, if you're not going to be setting a stop loss and Bitcoin does get a push down right here, you can get completely wrecked. Why so? Because again, looking for a long trade in a downtrend is definitely going to be slightly more risky. You need to acknowledge we are right now going against the major trend, because the trend right here, clearly, it is towards downside. However, because we are pushing down, ideally, we are still looking to buy low and sell high. That is why I am right now telling to you, looking for a buy trade right here is still going to be a valid option. However, you need to understand it is going to be slightly more risky, but of course, if you're going to properly manage the risk, you can still be looking for some kind of a long trade right here, stop loss simply below our recent low, and then ideally looking for another higher high literally in the next few days. If of course the trade right here is not going to play out, probably then Bitcoin is then going to start breaking our major value area right here, and of course if we are going to go below it, major bearish indication, we then need to wait for the reclaim once again. Before then I would feel comfortable to enter another long or a buy trade on Bitcoin, but at least as of right now we are still above the value area low. So let's right now see if Bitcoin in the next few hours right here is going to be able to break our major areas of resistances already straight towards the upside. This is right now why if you want to trade with us, make sure you take an advantage of the free bonus using the first link down below, because only after you register you get 20 USDT. Then also make sure you deposit because you're going to get even bigger bonuses. But also if you want to copy my exact trading bots right here, make sure you create an account on Pionex with this specific link, because you're going to get some beautiful bonuses and then simply deploy the bots using this specific link. But also right now, thank you for smashing up the like button.